What is going on, everybody? The nervous energy is really, really real right now. How's it going? I hope you are ready for season 3. I know I am not, but I'm here anyway. And I'm going to hopefully have a great time with all of you guys and my guest. We are back with season 3 of 30 and Go. And before we get into the show, we are going to be running a sponsor ad. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. To Chubsy Wubsy's action figure collectible store. Chubsy Wubsy's is your go-to destination for the latest and greatest action figures on the market. Their extensive selection includes both classic and modern lines, ensuring that you'll always find something new and exciting to add to your collection. They're passionate about action figures, and the staff is always on hand to help you find something to add to your collection. They understand that collecting action figures is more than just a hobby, it's a passion, and they're committed to providing a space where collectors can connect and share their love of this incredible hobby. Overall, their store is dedicated to providing the best possible experience for collectors. We're confident you'll find something new and exciting to add to your collection. Check them out at chubsywubsy.com or 106 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Chubsy Wubsy. And to make it even longer of a sponsor, when Chubsy Wubsy moves to his new store, you're going to be able to find Go Figure Go diorama and diorama accessories. So I'm really proud of that. I'm still here. Camera does that every once in a while. Stoked to introduce my guest for this evening. The reason why we're all here. Trevor, the 1/6 shooter.
Hey,
What is happening,
what's up, man?
dude? It's
How's it going,
great
Miguel?
to have you, man.
Great
It's great
to be
to
here.
have you. How's it going? What is new?
It's good. Nice commercial. I like that very much.
Oh, thanks so much,
I
man.
love that he
I
walks
got the
around in that
better-
costume too. That's so great.
Yeah,
So
he
fun.
does. He does. Oh, we met him together, right?
I've met him. I've
Nate-
met
Nate's
him.
booth?
I mean, I think I met him once, but he's always at ToyCon, New Jersey, and he's at the Four Horsemen studio every once in a while. I think he was there once when I was there. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice guy.
he's an awesome dude, man. I'm so happy to have met him in real life online, and turns out like we may be cousins. We have the same last name, so
Wubsy?
really small world. It's really small world, right?
Your last name is Wubsy too?
Yes.
Oh wow. Small world.
I walked into that one. Thank you. So who do we got in here right now? We've got Berserk, who is first. Thursday Knives Out. Who knows?
Yeah. Why not?
GB, aka George Barreto, the man who got me into this hobby. So if it wasn't for George, we probably wouldn't have 30 and Go. So shout out to him.
And you'd have a lot more money.
Man, that hit hard.
Well, that's a reality.
Yep. Animal Mother Customs is in the house. Levon Ford. Mrs. Go is in the house, literally. Hi, babe. Skydro, effing Walker, Harry, my man. Everybody's here, man. Awesome. Feels good to have so many people here showing some love to season 3. It's just wow, you know. So we're here for 30 and Go. And we're going to get right into this, Mr. Trevor. Okay. So you see what this says? Hello, Gate 13. It's one word, and a lot of people are veterinarians of the show. I mean, veterans. So
I have a very hard time keeping to one word.
So we'll do one word and then elaborate.
No, okay. Well, no, I can stick to one word. It's up to you.
Let's do that. Let's do one word and elaborate. I feel like that'll loosen it up a little bit more, and we'll get the juices flowing. Right.
If there's cause to elaborate, I will elaborate.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and just because he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there? Oh wait, right. I got a bad joke sound somewhere. when it doesn't land, you know? All right, so here we go, guys. Season 3.
The Orangeman, Syracuse. It's
So
my
what
my.
about this guy do you like? What about Syracuse do you like?
Well, I mean, Syracuse. My parents are a huge Syracuse University. They both went to Syracuse University.
Oh, cool.
Well, yeah, Utica College of Syracuse University, but graduates of there, and so they're big basketball fans for sure, and football fans to some degree. But I mean, I grew up in Syracuse until I was 3, and then we moved. So it's my hometown, quote unquote, is where I was born. But then we moved to a suburb outside of Utica, New York, which
Oh,
you know, it's it's upstate New York. It's listen, people from New York City, people downstate who make fun of it for being, cow country or whatever. A few of those people would have a rough time up there, man. It's not it's a tough city, man. Utica, there's parts of it that are tough. It's a tough city. Yeah, I mean, I go up there, I visit them, but really, I don't miss upstate New York too much, except I do enjoy the snow in the winter, which we don't really get down in here on Long Island all that much. But
mm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, awful snow, but I kind of like the snow in the winter up until about February. Then I'm done with it. So I'm done with it now, and now we're getting it in New York every once in a while. And you're in New Jersey, so you've seen it. Yeah, I mean, that's it. So
Yeah.
Syracuse, kind of a dying city. It's like not much there anymore. There used to be some great band venues up there. I was in a band when I was younger, and
Nice.
there was a place called the Lost Horizon, and there was some big bands that came in. It was like that small venue that like some up and coming like grunge bands and metal bands and stuff. Saw Guar there. I mean,
Get
Guar in
out. Are
this,
you kidding
yeah,
me?
in the size of a place like as big as my basement. Like it wasn't. I mean, it was bigger than that.
Wow.
Outside of that, but the stage area and the crowd area wasn't that big. So it was pretty
Don't
cool. It was
leave now, guys, but if you don't know Gwar, Gwar, your life will change.
if you see them lives, your life will change. So you'll have to change your clothes
Oh,
too because you'll be covered
I
with all sorts of shit.
so my story, if I can share it really quickly with Gwar, um, I found my Uncle Keith's VHSs,
Mm-hmm.
unedited VHSs
Yeah.
from
Oh yeah.
early
Yeah. It's
80s.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just to let you guys know, if it was on the internet today, you'd have to click you were 18 to watch
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Wow,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
so
It was
cool,
gross.
man.
And that's my brother. I am TJ Williams down there, who said I guess it's still open. They keep trying to be like it was, but it's not cutting it. I mean, Utica is getting better and better every time I go up there. But Syracuse, I haven't been up there in a while, and the university is still there, and people, so it's a big college town, and there's pockets of it that are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lost Horizon was the shit back then, man. It was great. I swear Soundgarden was there time too.
Really? Wow, man. Jeez.
Faith No More was there, so I did see Faith No More there. It was crazy, man. It was that time when you could see those small up and coming bands before they really
Uh-huh.
got big in a
Yeah.
small venue like that.
I
And it was a
I know
big
too
city
much
because of
about
the
it.
college. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, of
that was
course.
it. It was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Once you get so just to relate to your story about the music going around the college circuit,
Hmm.
we friends of mine were calling nonstop to colleges in upstate to New York to get to get them on the radios, because if you
Hmm.
hit the college market at the time we're conversing about, you were
Yeah.
going to be on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just how
Yeah.
that was the ladder system. Now it's just more like if you have a good video, good representation, social
Hmm.
media,
Yeah.
you will be welcomed in with a contract that you probably won't understand. you know. But that's
Yeah.
so
Captain McKay.
cool, man.
Yeah, I got to play there one time. My band played on the stage. I can't remember who the hell we opened for. It wasn't a big band or anything like that. Biggest band I ever opened for was Quiet Riot, and it was at a. It sounds great, but it was like at a ski lodge, and it was towards the end of they would already kind of fizzled out. You know what I mean? But they were still kind of
Nah,
douchebags,
I
actually.
get it, but it's such a good feeling when you know them from those rooms
Yeah.
to,
Hmm.
like, from my story, for instance, those rooms, and then selling out Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, yeah, it's
You
cool. It's
know, it's
cool to
just
have seen
like,
them back then. Yeah,
yeah, and then
when they
you
were
hear
small.
those songs from those days that, for whatever reason, what the part of life that you were in then, that
Hmm.
meant something. You know,
Yep,
that was a glue in a way.
yep.
And
Oh,
then
Bad Religion too. They were there. They were there. That was great. Yeah,
wow,
yeah. I saw
wow.
some
Oh
great
man. So
killer bands
30
there,
and
man.
30
Killer
and Go,
bands
the
there.
music edition.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I love it, man. I love it because you know, this is a side that people don't know about you. You know, you
Yeah,
can't,
music's
this is information
music's
you
big.
can't Google.
Yeah, music's big. I wanted to be a music. I played guitar, rhythm guitar, but I was a singer. And like any kid, any kid who's in a rock band, like you think you're going to be a rock star or whatever. But I mean, reality sets in, and it's like, especially back then, there was no YouTube to get on and you know
Yeah.
gain a following that way. You had to actually get out in front of people, spend your own money on recordings,
Hmm.
demo tapes and stuff, and it was a slog, man. It was hard to get anywhere. So especially if you weren't in Los Angeles or New York or something like that. So
Yeah.
but it was fun.
You
I
have to
mean, it
do
was
the
always fun,
circuit.
man.
You
Yeah,
have
it
to
was
do that
always fun to
circuit.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move away from this because I feel like I could talk to you
Yeah.
about this
Sorry,
for a
I told
very
you I could
long
talk.
time. Man, that
We're
was
already
good.
halfway through the show and we haven't gotten past the first question.
All right. Let's go.
Oh yeah, the Colosseum. Yeah. So this is where we went to Rome on my honeymoon back in 2000.
Nice.
And we went here. We went to Rome. We went to Florence. We went to Venice.
Man.
And this is sick, man. I mean, if there's anything, there's a lot of things I want to see up close. But this was one of the things that I want to see more than even like the pyramids or something like that. So this was
Yeah.
really really cool to walk in there and just have it still standing is insane,
I know,
man.
right? That's
We look at our
intense.
history in this country and we look at an old building like from the late 1800s or something like that. It's like,
Hmm.
wow, I can't believe that's still standing. And you're talking about this is like, what, the 12th century? It was like,
I
it's
know.
insane, man.
Yeah,
And it's still
this was,
standing. It's crazy.
it's intense to think about that. There were basically the biggest mechanical tool was wood and rope.
Yeah. They would put on naval battles in the middle of this place. They would
Hmm.
fill it up with water and have small boats and, kind of pretend naval
The
battles
first
and do
boat
these
show.
war. Yeah, fucking crazy, man.
See, we told you it floats.
Exactly. Yeah.
So give us
Nuts.
one word to describe the Colosseum.
The Colosseum itself,
Yeah.
um, mm, inspiring, I guess.
Mm.
Just because I don't know if inspiring is the right word, but something that has to do with just being just in awe of the still standing there, and
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is though. I'm
No,
not really sure. Usually good with
monumental.
words, but
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
monumental is very that's very punny. So we'll go with
Indeed.
that. Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Monumental. Sure. Monumental. Good. Good.
All right.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's a spider. It's just a spider.
So
Okay.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
picked
Yeah.
something that I can't look for 2 seconds or more.
I see. I got you. You
So
too.
I
Yeah.
did this.
Yeah. I'm over this though. I mean, this was a kid thing, and listen, they still like creep me out a little bit
Me
sometimes,
too.
depending on where they are. The fast moving ones freak me out. I don't like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at this point, I've been in so many. After owning homes, it's like every basement you go into, every
Yeah.
garage, in your tool, you know, box or whatever, there's gonna be something, and it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? So what? But yeah, there's not much in the animal world, I don't think, that freaks me out anymore, or the insect world. I've seen it all. Don't love them, but it's
Yeah.
a fact of life. Yeah.
I don't care for
I don't like the big
anything with
ones.
more than 4 limbs and a tail. That to
Yeah,
me is
right.
just,
Yeah.
so alien in a sense, but
Yeah.
I kinda got over it. We have a little place in Connecticut that we seldomly visit at this point, but,
Mhm.
when I'm in Connecticut, I'm like, "Alright, dude, time to leave. We're here," like with a spider
Yeah.
or a bug or anything like that. But the
Yeah, yeah.
moment I come back to New York City and there's a roach, I call my wife to deal with it. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Roaches
There was a
are
water
roaches are
bug.
freaky. I haven't had to deal with
In
those,
our
but
bathroom, and I left the light on for 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah. You know what creeps me out, and I don't know if you have them there, but we have these. I've never really had them. We had a cricket problem in my last house, but the
Yeah,
spider crickets are freaky, man,
I've
because
never
they'll
seen
jump
that,
at
and
you.
now
Oof,
I'm
they'll jump at you.
scared of a spider
Yeah,
cricket. Oh
they're
god, okay.
they're freaky. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, let's okay.
Oh, delicious.
Easy. That was the first
Yummy.
that was the first one that came out right.
Yeah.
Just one word, delicious.
Mm.
Delicious.
Love a good,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't eat it all the time. I'm not like a total carnivore, but I mean, my wife's a vegetarian, so like,
Oh, that's rough.
but we exist. I mean, we coexist.
You
It's good.
coexist, yeah.
Yeah, and she'll make it for me. I mean, but I'm
Really?
usually doing the grilling and stuff like that anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
I don't know how
But
I
yeah.
would be able to deal with being like from time to time I go on a very very intense dieting where I don't allow myself carbs or anything like that. I cut my
Mm,
weight, because
yeah.
like I'll fluctuate from 212 to 260 very easily,
Mm,
and that's because I get into this. I put my blinders on for everything, and I don't care about anything
hmm.
unless I'm just doing that. So, if I
Yep.
was a vegetarian and I smelled that,
Hmm.
I don't know how my mouth wouldn't water.
Oh, yeah, my wife is like, it smells. She's like, she admits it smells delicious. She's just not into it. You know what I mean? She'll eat the occasional piece of bacon or something like that,
Mm,
but yeah, steak doesn't do it for her. Chicken doesn't do it for her. So, that's fine. I'm fine with that. She doesn't mind that I eat it. She's not like a militant about it or anything like that. So she doesn't care. It's a more of a health thing for her than you know um,
yeah.
the other side of that. Which you know, I'm not going to go down this road.
All right.
I
We'll
would
leave it
al-
at
I would totally
delicious.
feel better if I was hunting my own food. You know what I mean? Which
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
admire people who do that, but I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to do that every time I want some meat. So
I've done it with my brother when we were younger, and
mhm.
the meat the same day is not good at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not delicious. All right. So this
Mm, okay,
segment, we're at a new segment here, and this is called
okay,
Strange Questions. So we're gonna try to get you to raise your
great.
eyebrows or something over here. All right.
All right.
So I'll read out the question and you give us your answer. Sound good?
Is this one word or whatever I want to say?
This is elaboration at
Gotcha.
Trevor's finest.
Okay, gotcha.
Do fish have a thirst for water?
Is this a pun? Uh,
It's in your
I don't know how to answer
interpretation.
this. uh, I don't know how to answer this.
So you think
Yeah.
like he's getting away because there's this big dude coming out. Well, that's the wrong way, but he's getting away because this big dude's coming after him. You think he takes a sip when he's
I
safe?
don't even know how. I gotta be honest. I don't even know how that works. Do they? I mean, I know that they breathe it and they oxygenate it through their
Mm-hmm.
gills, but do they actually like? Oh, maybe that's the question. Do they actually drink it like they want? Like, oh, that's refreshing. I don't think so.
Right?
I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
I know Patrick and SpongeBob do, but I don't know if that's scientifically accurate.
Probably not scientifically accurate. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, so I
All
would
right.
say
So
I don't know that fish
no, right?
drink water. I think they exist in it. It's like air for us. It's like you don't go,
Yeah.
"Oh, that was so good." You know what I mean? Like we don't do that. So,
I've got an
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is for them. I don't really know what that is for them.
Yeah, right. Because we don't sit here and like,
Plankton?
that's refreshing, unless
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
exhausted.
Yeah.
You know. But interesting
Interesting.
fact, like aquatic turtles cannot eat without water. They can't swallow. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right, next one. In the year 2050, what will be the fastest mode of transportation, in your opinion?
2050. So
Or what do you
we're
hope to be the fastest?
27. What do I hope? Oh,
Yeah.
I want a transporter, man. I want like fully,
Yeah.
you know, rip
Beam me
apart your
up, Scotty.
molecules. Yeah, rip apart your molecules and put you back together on the other side. I mean, I would love to just travel
I have a
to
theory
London in
about that, by the way.
in 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to be good.
I'd still be late for
And
work.
I wouldn't want to be on the testing phase of that, you know what I mean? Or the early adopter. I mean, I'm an early
Mhm.
adopter for technology, but I would not be an early adopter for that one. But what I really think in 25 years is going to be the fastest mode of transportation. I mean, we should have bullet trains in this country. It's ridiculous that we don't.
I know. What the hell?
Yeah, which is probably, I mean, I don't even know if that's going to be the fastest because you could probably still get someplace through the air. I mean, it's weird that we don't. I knew all about this too at the time, but we don't have the Concorde anymore that can, travel.
The jet, yeah,
Uh,
the big
you know what I mean?
airliner, right?
Yeah,
What
they
is it,
don't have anything like that you can take even
Pan
for a
Pacific
very
or
expensive
something?
price. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I
So,
know.
I mean, it depends on, do you actually want to go someplace or do you just virtually want to visit there? Because, that's a whole other thing. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
getting metaverse on me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you get a robot on the other side and you got your VR glasses on and you're in
Right.
France.
Well,
You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
And you
there
can shop and
are
walk around. And I mean, I bought my
Avatar.
wife for her work a couple of years ago, maybe more than a couple of years ago. They have these, the hell's the name of the robot? It's not iRobot. It's, I don't know. Anyway, it's a robot on like two wheels. They use like a gyroscope thing. And you stick an
Okay.
iPad at the top of it. You hook the iPad up and it's like she could walk around with her face. Like you'd have the camera here, and this was what you'd be seeing on the
Oh, that was
iPad going
real?
around the office, right? So she could get, her office was in Florida. She was working up from here, so she could go around the office and go to people's offices.
Are you kidding me?
No, she can control it, and it wasn't even crazy expensive. But I could see that happening on the street. You know what I mean? Like you could just, like, the bicycles in New York now. Like if you could just slap on a VR and pick up one
Yeah.
of those robots in London and then just zoom it around and just go
Right,
around
right.
places. And I
That's
mean, you can't really
brilliant.
sit in the bar and have a drink. I mean, you could have a drink at home and sit at the bar, I suppose. I don't know who's talking to you as a robot, but like, I don't know, you could at least sightsee, you know what I mean? Kind of see things. It'd be kind of cool.
That is so brilliant. That's like
Yeah.
in a way putting the VR headset for Google Maps, but
Yeah.
controlling more of the environment, the way you move
Well,
around.
being there live, I mean, you would be going through crowds that are actually there. You know, I
Really?
mean, there's a lot of problems with that, but oh, did you really?
How
Yeah, yeah,
young
it's
are you? How
cool, right?
young are you, Pablo? I feel like that
Pablo's young.
technology is brand new.
Pablo's pretty young.
That's crazy. See, that's like, oh, you got COVID? Guess what? Log into here.
Yeah, yeah. It was a cool thing. It was a little clunky to control, but I mean, it would have been better probably with a joystick or something, and you're controlling it with like arrows on a keyboard, which yeah, it's a little tricky
So
sometimes. But yeah, it
I'm
would dock itself at the end of the night and charge
oh
up, and it's
what?
crazy. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, when we get off, I'm gonna have to YouTube this because to me, I'm imagining a Segway. I don't know if you remember that with an
It's kind of
iPad.
what it is. That's
Is
kind of
it?
what it is.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
it's a stick.
I'm
It's just a
getting it.
stick with an iPad at the top and two wheels at the bottom, and it just rolls around the office. Man, it's crazy.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. That was
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
It's been around for a
Good
while. Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
All right, let's get into this next segment. It's called Just a Tip.
Okay.
So, 1/6 shooter, this is a brand new segment from our feedback from season 1 and 2, where we get to pick your brain and you can give us just the tip that we ask.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure. I
So
think
you're
so.
going to give
I'm not
everyone
sure.
just a tip right now, right?
Oh God. Okay. Well,
All right. That's enough puns for this.
yes, please.
All right. What is the one thing you wish you knew when taking photos?
Of toys, one thing I wish I knew.
Either
That's a good
one,
question.
whatever you feel that you want to
Yeah, I just started taking photos in
give to the world.
school, but it was back in the days of film, and I did not care for it. I did not like going in
The
the dark
room,
room. Not that I
yeah.
didn't like the dark room. I thought it was just too clunky and like I could just why don't I just have somebody do this for me? Like I don't know. I know there's ways to manipulate things, but I was already on like Photoshop at that time, an early version of it. And I was like, this is the future, man. Like this is the dark room of the future. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
forget this
yeah,
crap. But at the time there really wasn't a lot of digital cameras there that weren't, that were affordable anyway. So
of
and like a
course.
few
Oh
years later
yeah.
there were. So when I started taking when I seriously got into it, so I didn't really like photography in college, so then I seriously got into it really for the toys. I mean, I was taking pictures for work when I had to, but I didn't enjoy it, probably because the subject was just like like a pair of like rubber gloves or something for a dental company or something. It wasn't exciting. um I'm getting around to this question. What's the one thing I wish I knew when you started taking photos? Um,
That means it really does give us insight though. Like I said, like this is
I
not
guess,
something you're going to be able to Google to find out about
yeah,
you.
I guess more about lighting. You know what I mean? Like, and I did like jump right into it and start really studying other forms of lighting, like portrait photography and product photography, lighting and stuff like that. But probably, I wish I knew more about lighting. It would have been a faster ramp up to where I
Mm.
am now. So,
All right.
hey, what's up, Jordan?
So what are sorry.
That's okay.
Next one is what kind of tools do you use in the process? Which you mentioned some of them
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, so I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So I use Lightroom mainly as an organizational tool, but that's where I do
Mm.
my basic color processing. So I'll do white balance. I'll do some, I don't do a lot of color correction or anything like that. I'll just do the basics. If I have to mask anything or anything for some of these turns that I do and the black turns on stuff for the Four Horsemen, I'll do it in that. But then mainly it's just to output some JPEGs and then bring those JPEGs into Photoshop for final editing. And that's where I really do everything. Because I've been using Photoshop for. There's a lot you can do with Lightroom. I don't know it as deeply as I do Photoshop.
Mm.
And there are some things you really can't do as well in Lightroom that you can do in Photoshop. So that's really where I do my most of the bulk of my editing. Beyond that, nothing. I don't use any phone apps or anything. I try to stay away from editing anything in the Instagram or Facebook editor. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because they usually generally screw things up. Sometimes I'll brighten something up if I want to put it on Instagram because my monitor is color calibrated for print, so sometimes I'll put it on my phone. I'm like, it's a little dark, a little muddy, so I'll bring it up a little bit, but not much. But that's it. Yeah,
that's
Lightroom,
awesome. I
Photoshop.
mean,
Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've really used. There's some plugins and stuff in there, but that's it.
I hope you guys were taking notes. This is a very short master class.
I'm not giving it all away, but like, yeah,
Yeah, but you got to keep
those are the
something for
tools.
yourself, right?
Yeah, those are the tools.
Very cool. Thank you for that, man. I'm gonna
Yeah,
definitely go back and figure it all out for myself.
yeah. I've done some videos on my channel that only a couple, but I want to do more that delve into using them. I think the last one I did for God, I don't remember what it was. I can't remember the shot. I know it was a Mythic. It was probably a Mythic Legion shot, but I did go into a lot of what I use, showing how I use Lightroom and Photoshop. So there are some things out there
Yeah.
to
All
watch.
right. Well, I'm
Yep.
definitely gonna have to watch that because you and Pablo and Harry have really and even Moz now, Moz,
Hmm.
which I recently found out about Moz. It's
Hmm.
so weird to find some people, and you realize they have this huge hollow following, and it's like, well, what has the Instagram algorithm really been doing if I don't know about the person?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
terrible. Instagram's terrible now.
and it's agitating to me. Like,
Hmm.
for instance, Sir Dork really didn't
Yep.
know much about Sir Dork until we went to his convention. And I was like,
Hmm.
where has this guy been? We do the same thing. We like the
Yeah.
same stuff.
Yep.
Why at this point in time? Like, it's crazy.
It's terrible. Like I started this in like 2015. I get confused. I think it was 2015, and I just missed the cusp of all the the easy followers that they had, and they changed the algorithm
Mm.
like a month or two after I joined, and it all came to a screeching halt. So, but yeah, since it's like everything wants to be TikTok, I don't even do TikTok
Yeah,
anymore. Like, it's too much for me. I don't have time to edit videos and go through music and figure out. I can't. I don't have time. I got too much going on.
it's consuming.
But now Instagram wants to be TikTok and YouTube wants to be TikTok. So you're forced into
Yeah,
doing these 30-second, 60-second videos. I hate it. But I'll do it every once in a while. You know what I mean? And just do a behind the scenes or something like that. I don't know, man. There was a Flickr was my shit back in the day.
Flickr. Wow,
Everything
Flickr.
looked great.
Jeez.
Everything looked great on Flickr. You know, you could see a large image
Yeah.
of somebody's work, and you could converse about it and like it and stuff. But nobody used it, so it just
No,
died.
I was on
Unfortunately.
Flickr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep.
All right, let's so
Oh,
this is
good. There we go.
another
Okay. Cool.
new segment where from season 1 to now, people are like, "Hey, you're go figure go, but you don't ask any questions about action figures
Talk about
to your
figures.
guest." And I said, "Oh yeah, you know what? That's a disservice in a sense, and you're gonna have to figure that out. Get it?
Hmm.
Figure
Yep.
that
I
out."
got it. I got it.
Sorry, the
It's a
puns
punny
just
night.
I don't even try. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of space in here, so whatever comes, it goes. You know. All right, so let's get into the figure talk. What is your Hot Toys Grail, and do you have it?
So I'm gonna say 1/6, right? I mean, it's kind of like, I know it's a generic term for like 1/6 hot toys. Like everybody
Yeah.
says a hot toy, but it's 1/6. Yeah, I do. Um, I am. The reason it's my grail is I'm still working on it. I can show it to you really quick, but it is a work in progress. It's been a work in progress for probably 5 years now.
Trevor, are you okay with the solo layout?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go for it. So
Oh,
this is
oh,
my
wow. Okay.
so this is my 1/6 Mad Max, from Road Warrior. The sculpt I like, but there is a better one coming. This is the curse of doing custom work, because this is all custom. This is a
That's
custom
amazing.
tailor. This is a custom guy who made the custom. I mean, I have the guys on 1/6 pack make fun of me because the guy who made the brace and the tools, like the binoculars and stuff, it's all out
Mhm.
of metal, and I actually have like a little metal fork and little metal dog food cans and the little metal music box that he uses. So like
Get out.
yeah. So this is kind of like, I just love this movie, and it's just like a figure you're not going to get because for whatever reason, uh, he won't let the rights go out to make any kind of product from the franchise. So
Licensing, right?
yeah, so it's just not going to happen. So I painted all these hands and stuff myself and made the gloves and stuff. So it's been a work of labor of love, but I really do dig it. And yeah, I mean, this or my Indiana Jones custom too. Oh, and I just broke his hand off. That's all right. That'll come back on. But yeah, it's still a work in progress because I still haven't found the perfect head sculpt. I do like this head sculpt. It's a great artist who made it, but I think there's a better one out there. So that's it.
It looks good, man.
Yeah.
That is a really cool custom. I haven't been brave enough to do anything with the customs. So
It's
cheers to you and kudos as well.
Yeah, it's not a cheap prospect. As far as Hot Toys go, I think my Hot Toys grail was the Netflix Punisher, and I did get that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so I don't know what my Hot Toys grail is now at this point. It's like it's a moving target all the time, right? Once you've got it, like what's the next one? You know,
Yep.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's momentary fulfillment.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next question is Mythic Legion's Black Series Mezco. Out of these, which one do you own the most of?
Oh, this is so easy. Mythic Legions by far, man. By far. Yeah. I mean, I'm a completist with those, and I don't have every one. I'm adding them little by little because there are a few that I missed out on that are super expensive now. I've added a few of those to the collection, but there's still about, I think I'm 6 away at this point from having everything. And some of them are just like really stupid things, Legion builders, which were the cheap figures to begin with, but at this point, you can't get them anymore. So
Right.
You got to pay the aftermarket prices. So even though I know people at the shop, they're not just handing me figures all the time. So yeah, Mythic Legions, definitely. I don't know how many I have, but I'm gonna say it's got to be over.
So we've got a
250?
question from Sir Dork. Trevor, you have a super cool 1/6 custom indie, right?
That is my other. Sorry.
Thank you, Sir Dork.
The mic, and I'm still talking, but I don't know if you can hear me.
What?
This is the indie. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So this is my other.
Awesome.
This is my other grail. I don't know which one of these I'd grab on the way out because this is great too. Need to get the clothes weathered, but
yeah,
it's beautiful. Yeah, really love this. Love the sculpt. The sculpt is great.
It is. It really is, man. That is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't own any Hot Toys, but when I see some of these sculpts, they're just like, wow. Yeah. So impressive. Yep.
But definitely on this one, Mythic Legions. Yeah, I have a lot of Black Series, but I stopped with the Black Series, and there's things that I'm probably going to scale back on and maybe get rid of. We'll see. I just don't shoot them as much, and for me, I feel like I like them as a collection. I do go by the shelf and I look at them and like, hey, they look cool, but not really doing anything with them, and I don't feel the desire to do anything with them, and I kind of feel like I'm wasting a lot of space with stuff.
Yeah.
That I could use for things that I do want, like more Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Hot Toys to some degree, some Mezco, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting to that point where I'm like, do I need this?
Yeah, you look at your space, right? You're like, it's amazing what I had as opposed to what I have now.
I have a pile of stuff over here that I don't have any place to put right now because I'm literally out of space. But
I want to be brave enough one day to throw away my Mezco boxes, but I know it won't happen.
Yeah, you can't. Mezco's like Hot Toys. Like you can throw out the Black Series, you can throw out the Marvel Legends boxes, but Hot Toys and Mezco can't really do it.
I'm looking at the pile right now, man. It's almost 3 feet tall. Yeah.
Those are all in my crawl space.
I'll send them up if you want to hold them.
Nope, it's full. It looks like that scene from the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark with the warehouse, the government warehouse.
Oh, wow.
Except I'm crawling through it. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, that scene had good lighting. Now I have more of a photographer's eye.
Yeah, I don't have as good lighting back there.
That atmosphere and everything in that scene, that was good. That was really shot in
that movie is
a photographer's eye.
For sure.
All right. Up next, we have the deep dive.
Oh, boy.
You're ready to deep dive?
I'm all wet now. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the deep dive is when we take a deep dive into your profile and ask you what was the inspiration behind this photo, and or would you redo it or anything like that? So whatever
Hope you
you
picked
feel
the
like
good ones,
elaborating
Miguel.
on, say it again.
The good one. I said, I hope you picked the good ones, Miguel.
All right, let's start.
Oh, wow.
Posted October 2016. Look at that number on that bomb.
Yep.
How
As
does
I'm
that
saying, like,
feel?
it was
How does
tough
that
to.
feel?
It felt like such an accomplishment to get that to that point, man. I didn't think the way it was going. Like, again, I saw a lot of accounts that had started maybe 4 or 5 months before me, and they were in the thousands. And I'm like, God, what am I doing wrong here, man? And it was just the algorithm changed, and you just didn't get as much exposure. And, even the people who were following you and stuff like that, like it is now, it's even worse. But yeah, this was great. And, I love these figures, man. These are great figures.
Beautiful.
This is a very,
shot.
like, my style has obviously changed, but it was just, this was a comedy shot, basically, to get that bomb in there and just
perfectly from the TV
Yeah.
show. No ifs,
Yeah,
ands, or
yeah.
buts.
Yeah, I mean the colors and stuff like that. It doesn't have the background. I probably would do this differently today. I would probably have it in a realistic environment or something, but it worked. And it
The warehouse.
yeah, I did. I had a time. There was a time when like every 1,000 or so, I would figure out some way to work in the number into a picture. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And thank everybody for doing it. I stopped doing that a while back, but it was fun. It was kind of fun for a while. Yeah. But this, I remember this a lot because this got a lot of likes as a photo, and a lot of people like, "Hey, congratulations! You should have more followers." Blah blah blah, which is what everybody always says. But yeah.
So cool. So you would revisit it, retweak it, right?
If I did this today, I did well. There is a Batman shot that is the way I would do this now. There's a Batman Day shot where they're both basically in the Wayne Manor, picking up the phone, and he's talking to Commissioner Gordon. It's got a little funny little story that goes along with it or whatever. But that's the way I would do it now.
That's so cool. Yeah.
So I kind of did redo this.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Homage almost, right? All right. Next deep dive. Posted October 2017.
Yeah, this
is interesting for me to see that you did something in this style and fashion.
Yeah, it's like the holidays, and Halloween is my worst, man. I'll confess, I don't like Halloween. I used to love Halloween when I was, when you go out and you go to bars and you get dressed up or whatever. But even then, I don't know if I did a lot of dressing up and going to bars. But I don't know. It's like, do I have enough candies for these kids that are coming to this? So anyway, it's one of those things where I'm like, I probably should do like a Halloween shot. And I had done, I think before this one, the Headless Horseman, speaking of puns, which was the Darth Vader on a horse holding a pumpkin with a Darth Vader helmet carved into it, which was really good.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty well done. Something I'd probably redo one day, but that got a lot of likes. This didn't do so well, and I think it's just such a deep cut because like Grumpkin is something he used to describe like all the beasts and fantasy, fantastical things that people would talk about. So unless you were a Game of Thrones fan, you didn't really get this, or for that matter, I think most people got it more as an homage to the Great Pumpkin and the Snoopy, which I love.
That's immediately my thought.
Yeah, and the Night King. I mean, I think people got the idea. I just don't think it was it wasn't funny. It was fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just hate it.
Pablo's having the opposite experience.
Bullshit. Get out of here. Who's saying that?
But yeah, pretty
tell me
awesome.
their names.
Great shot, man.
All right. Yeah, I mean it's fine. I mean, I went and got all these pumpkins. If you saw the rest of it, there's a lot of pumpkins around them and stuff.
Yeah, I could only.
The execution was okay. The trees, I used to use like real actual tree branches for trees. I don't like the way they look anymore. I still do. Yeah, I don't. They can work. The one in the back works. The ones in the foreground, I would rather have like some good diorama trees, which I have now. But at the time, this worked. It was cool.
I want you to change that fine to fun because this is a fun shot.
Okay.
You're too hard on yourself.
If you enjoy it, okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. Oh
and we've
man, you
got
are not picking.
August.
What are you doing to me, man?
It's way more different than what we would see right now. And
Yeah,
we
but I
would
don't. But
look
there's better stuff at the
2019.
time, though. This is just yeah. So this is one of the, so there's a story. So this is one of those things where like I
Where
talked
do you
about this
begin?
with I talked about this with Matthew. It was like I think it was in Matthew or somebody. I don't know. I've been on a lot of shows lately, but like when people give you stuff to shoot, you know what I mean? Like you get, I think that's a lot of people's idea of like making it is like when toy companies start sending you stuff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then you have to do something with it, you know what I mean? And these are fun figures. They're just not my thing, you know what I mean? But, Beast Kingdom gave me some stuff. This is when I was working for Xclu too. So we wanted to get whatever we could to review and take pictures of and stuff. So this was just tried to do some practical work here and it was okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so many things wrong with this. It's fine. It's fine. It's cute. It's a cute
But yeah,
figure.
it is cute.
Yeah.
I like there's some atmosphere all around it. And
Yeah.
I love the fact I'm not sure what you're using, but to me, it kind of reminds me of maybe like a solar flare from
Yeah.
like a animated solar flare,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome because everyone goes for the straight laser with Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone goes for that straight laser beam. No one really explores the fact that it can be a fluid fire.
Yeah, this is more of like the off burn or something like that, which really doesn't
Right.
really
Right.
happen all that much. But like it was retracting or something like that, which I don't know if that happens. I think it just shuts off. But I don't know. I was going for some quick. This is a very quick shot, man, and it's just fog with some lighting on it. And yeah, let's move on.
All right. So we are at the part where we're going to talk about some of your action hero.
All right.
All right. Will you tell us who these folks are, who these gentlemen are?
Yeah, Harrison Ford, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yep, certainly.
Gandalf. Love Gandalf. Great character. So well portrayed.
Yeah,
He's the
definitely.
definitive Gandalf. He's become the definitive Gandalf. I mean, there's been
Yeah.
so many other iterations, in cartoons and things like that, where they played him as more of a goofy, wizardy,
Mhm.
floppy hat, guy who would flop around. And this is so more Gandalf from the books. It's great. Yeah, The Crow. I love the movie. But it is dated and it was nowhere near as, dark as it was as the comic book was. The comic book this was early on, man. This is like one of the early breakout underground comics, independent comics, I should say.
Yeah.
That kind of like broke through and there was a lot of buzz because I was working in a comic book store at the time when it came out and
Oh.
there's a lot of buzz about it. And so I picked it up. I read everything, but I did. There's a lot of stuff that I wish I'd bought that I didn't pick up and buy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wish I had all these original issues now. But it was a great story, so I loved it. Yeah. Still have my Crow T-shirt. Yeah, there's Max, of course.
Yeah, no.
This movie, I think, is just
that is not
so.
his custom figure.
No, but I hope it looks like that one day.
It's getting there. Definitely.
I even have the dog. I even have dog over here too. Yeah, this movie was like this. I think this was the first. I watched the first Mad Max, and it was like it was good. I mean, it was a good action movie, but it didn't have that. It was pre post apocalyptic, if that's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was before everything went to complete hell. And this look and this genre at the time, this post-apocalyptic world, like people had done it, but not in this way and not with this dark, anti-hero hero. It was so good, man. So good.
Yeah, it was a force. It was a full force kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like nobody had ever seen this before.
Yeah,
and
that's what
I
mean.
I even like Beyond Thunderdome. I'm a Beyond Thunderdome
That's
apologist. I
part
think
2, right?
That was the third one. I think. I think that was a
third
good
one, right?
Yeah. So it was Mad Max, which was okay. Road Warrior, which is like just gold, and then Beyond Thunderdome, which I thought was a pretty good follow up. I get it. It was a little goofier or whatever, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And then the new one is fantastic. Like I really want to
Fury
see more
Road,
Tom
right?
Hardy. Yeah, I can't wait for Furiosa to come out, although it's not going to have Max in it, which is a little weird, but I don't think. But
That's
we'll see.
odd.
Yeah.
All right.
But this world, I'll do anything in this world, man. It's fantastic.
All right. So we got some questions about these characters. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, who would make a good sidekick from any TV show, movie, or comic for Indy? So, who would you pair Indy with?
That's so hard to say after like short round is like the perfect
You
sidekick.
could still keep it short round, or you could bring somebody in from Marvel Comics.
Yeah, I can't think of who else would get along with him. And not.
That's the other thing. He's got a knack for people his own around him wanting to kill him.
I think it would be fun. I mean, it would be complete. Like if you could somehow tie it in. This next movie's a time thing, but obviously it's a completely different world. But Tyrion Lannister and Indiana Jones would probably have some really biting dialogue, I think. So, yeah.
Some venom being spewed around very easily.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sure.
All right. Next. So Gandalf is a leader of your superhero team. Give us three more people who would be on that team.
Wow. I'm looking around there. I think I would put I'd have to put Aragorn just by proxy. Han Solo and probably I don't like early Captain America.
Early Cap. Okay.
Yeah. First Avengers Cap. I like
nice. That's some good choices, man.
Sure.
That is I think the young guys
all very altruistic people, I think.
It's a squad. You just made a squad.
Yeah, maybe not Han Solo so much, but maybe.
Fastest shooter, right?
Yeah. Good to have on the team.
Definitely. All right. Here's your question for Mad Max. What are you driving around in the Mad Max world? Tell us your Mad Max vehicle.
Insanely modded Jeep Wrangler, which is what I have now. I've had my last two cars have been Jeep Wranglers. I love it.
Nice.
And I think about that all the time. There's a zombie apocalypse. I'm throwing the dog in the car and we're going, man. I told my wife my wife's going to be a liability. Honestly, she knows it. So
sweetheart, it's going to be easier for you without me. Trust me.
It's a matter of time before you're. But something like that. I don't know. Probably harpoons on the top of it or something like that. I mean, some
harpoons.
Yeah, harpoons, tack nail discharger from the back so you can stop people from chasing you and things like that. Turbo
boost. Everyone always thinks that they're gonna go head on. You never think about somebody hitting you from the back.
Well, a scoop on the front is always a good thing too, like the train scoop that they had on the
I thought about that. Yeah,
that's always a good thing too, or a plow for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Snow, people, zombies, other cars.
Yeah. You can get through them all. Yep.
All right. If you went to dinner with a crow, what restaurant would you guys go to?
KFC.
Oh man, that's bad. The poultry. He went straight to poultry with the crow. So all right, what would you order from KFC with the crow?
Couple of maybe a bucket of original crispy. Crispy. Yeah, crispy, not original recipe. Crispy.
You are going to get a side of corn for the crow, right?
Yeah, sure.
Gotta help him out, man.
I think
He's the
crows.
reason, right? He's the magic behind it all and stuff.
Yeah, I think crows eat meat though, so I think
Yeah,
they gotta
crow.
eat
Yeah,
chicken.
they're omnivorous.
Yeah,
I've seen them eat roadkill.
yeah. So
Yeah,
they could tuck into a piece of extra crispy.
yeah. Probably not real chicken anyway at this point. So,
Yeah.
all right. Out of all these guys, all of them,
Mm-hmm.
who is more likely to save our world?
Well, that's down to Indy or Gandalf because the other two don't really care.
Yeah, one likes the way the world is.
And Indy is generally all about saving an artifact, so it's got to be
Pretty much.
Gandalf. Gandalf is
Yeah.
pretty much he's everybody's, he's on everybody's side basically. So
Yeah, he's on. He's doing the most good. In
yeah. He's everywhere too. He's all over the place.
All right, so that ends it for the boys. So let's hear it for the girls in the femme fatale.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to get into this?
Sure.
Who do we got on screen?
My first crush, probably.
Nice.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher, man, Princess Leia, great
Princess
character.
Leia.
Yeah, could not get enough of Star Wars as a kid. Yeah, Jean Marie, Aurora, probably my first cartoon crush.
Right.
Comic book crush. I mean, she was just awesome. I just liked the character too, because she had like the, she had some psychological split personality problems and stuff too, which was interesting. It made her interesting. You know what I mean? It was just an interesting character.
Depth.
That and
right?
the twin, and her brother was kind of a douchebag, and for a while. So yeah, it was fun, man. I loved Alpha Flight. I know a lot of people didn't really care for it, but the stuff that John Byrne did was incredible, man. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, Alpha Flight is.
I hope they get in the MCU. I do. I really do. I don't think they will, but I hope they do.
Who knows? I mean, it's going to go on forever. Mm-hmm. Eventually, everybody's going to be in there.
Right. Yeah, Ripley. There's another. I mean, probably. Who didn't love this?
I wanted that picture, but I went
in Alien. You know what I mean?
I
in Aliens too. Yeah. Well, yes, but in Alien, of course. Yeah, of course. The most paused
eventual monetization. Yeah.
Right. The most paused scene ever.
Yes.
Yeah, just a badass. I mean, I like badass women characters. So characters. So
yeah, she's badass.
She's the baddest of the asses, I think.
Hell
in films. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought her portrayal was I never noticed that dress. That's great.
Really?
I don't know if I've seen it. I don't know if I've ever seen this picture. I don't know why.
Yeah, 3 kitties in that photo.
Yeah, she was great. I'm really kind of like stupefied as why we don't have a hot toy of her yet. It's really weird. I don't know what's going on there, but I really want this character because I thought of any film portrayal, and really TV portrayal, Julie Newmar was great back in in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that in reruns. I didn't see that live, but when I was a little kid, it was like the only Catwoman, and she was in a tight cat suit. But she was great, man. This movie is. I know people are divided on it, but I thought it was fantastic. It was way better than I was expecting it to be, and she was equally as good as he was in the role that they each had. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good surprise for me. I seen it. I enjoyed a lot of it. It took it, in my opinion, in such a detective evolutionary route that it was hard not to be like, I feel like this is a breath of fresh air into a character that they consistently revamp and go back to.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Nolan movies, but this felt more towards the, like you said, the detective noir feel. I thought Gotham looked the best in any movie, even in the Nolan movies here. In this movie. But I love the Nolan movies. And I went out of them going, is that the best Batman movie? Was it better than The Dark Knight Returns? I'm like, It's close. It's really close. I
Yeah.
waffle on it sometimes. I watch The Dark Knight Returns and I go, "Oh no, come on, that was great." You know what I mean? And then I watch this, I'm like, this is pretty good though. I don't know, it's pretty good. So, yeah, and it's sacrilege to say, but
It's all entertainment, right?
yeah, just an opinion.
All right, so we got some questions for you about these ladies. Let's get into it. Who would make the best spouse? Right off the bat.
Jeez, I guess that's your definition of what you want your spouse to be.
Yeah. You want somebody who can choke you from across the room, somebody who can, and the rest can definitely kick your ass. But
I think Zoe bring home the bacon though, right? I mean, like, she's out there.
Zoe or Catwoman?
Well, Catwoman would be out there,
yeah,
bringing home some money.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
I mean, I love Carrie and Princess Leia, but she's like all about the rebellion, and there's no money there.
Yeah, there's no room.
Which is not all about money, but it's just like she's going to be all about. Like, I even thought about her and Han being married, and like he's like, hey, let's go out in the galaxy and be a pirate and scruffy nerf herder or whatever, and she's she's got a sense of duty, and it's like she's not going to leave that. You know what I mean? She's just it's all about what's it's going to be every night at dinner, like what happened with the rebellion tonight, honey? You know what I mean? Like, oh, listen to me, these guys. It's just like, okay.
We're voting on Prop 39 tomorrow, and I really
exactly.
Can I tell you about this cool alien I shot today?
Exactly.
Tried blue milk for the first time.
Ripley, I think, is going to have a little shell shock, so I don't know if she's going to be the
best,
although she I don't know, man, I'm not sure. Maybe
she'd be wearing the pants in that relationship, I think.
Yeah, and Jean Marie is got some issues, so I don't know, maybe that would be good. Maybe she'd be a lot of fun. I don't know, I'm not sure. You have a couple of personalities there to deal with too, so
So who do you got?
I'm gonna say Catwoman.
Yeah, I think you might be a kept man with Catwoman, to be honest.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. Sign me up. I might even take the fall. She'll have the bail money. How would Leia fare if she went to the dark side?
Pretty well. Better than Luke.
I think it would be over sooner than it started.
For the rebellion?
Yeah.
She's way too organized and way too smart, and she's crafty and can make people do things like go out and send themselves into a trench on a giant gun in the middle of space and make them with little tiny ships and blow it up into a tiny port. You know what I mean? Like she inspired everybody to do that, so she can inspire people to do that. Look what she could do for the dark side.
Yeah, definitely would be just intense.
Yeah,
really intense.
And she'd look good in black too, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What other movie franchise could you see Ripley in?
Wow, tough to like switch genres. I think she'd be great in a zombie thing, like The Last of Us or The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person you want on the road with you. She's gonna find a way to do it, make something out of whatever she can find. You know what I mean? So yeah, she'd be good in a zombie movie for sure.
So this question is just from your answers and what I've been listening to from you. Would you not want Ripley in your Jeep in the Mad Max world?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. She'd be great in Mad Max too. Yeah,
and there's your wife too.
I guess so. Probably. Yeah, possibly. I guess if everything was going to shit, then yeah.
Why not?
I would take Ripley over Catwoman probably. I think they both do well though. They both do well.
Yeah. Either way, you're gonna be happy.
Right.
Okay. Aurora and Catwoman team up. They're a tag team now, right? Give them a superhero tag team name.
Oh,
So we got Catwoman and Aurora.
jeez. I'm gonna say Hello Kitty. I don't know. I can't think. I'm usually good with names, but yeah, I can't think of anything with Aurora's powers or anything like that to go along with that.
That's
Star
awesome,
Kitty. I don't know.
man. Hello Kitty. That is really good. All right. In a battle royal, who's winning?
Oh, Ripley's winning for sure.
Ripley's winning that battle royal.
Yeah, for sure.
Standing up there with the
She's
championship
a fighter.
belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely a fighter. All right. So up next, we've got the animated heroes. Who we got on the screen over here?
Stewie Griffin.
Stuart Gilligan Griffin. The
Sorry.
man, the myth, the legend, dude. Awesome character.
Yeah. Snoopy. I've always loved Snoopy, man. Snoopy's a great
Same,
character.
right?
Just
There's
I love all the
something-
Peanut stuff. You know, it's just something wholesome about it.
Right.
I idolized Charles Schultz, and that was another thing I wanted to be, was a cartoonist when I grew up, when I was a kid.
Oh,
and
wow.
used to draw all sorts of stuff and read about his life. And yeah, I love the Peanuts, man. Peanuts are the greatest. Still great. Still love reading them. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how this is going to go after everything has gone down here. But
right.
I still don't think it's going to fall apart. I think this is a great. I haven't caught up on last season, actually, to be honest. But the animated, I got to tell you, when you asked me about animated, I was like, I was kind of dumbfounded, man. I'm like, I don't know why I can't think of anything right now. But I mean, I was trying to think back of like cartoon characters from like the 70s that I liked. I mean, couldn't think of anybody that I really like. Really, I mean, I like Scooby Doo. I mean, Scooby Doo was great, but like, I don't know. Nothing, just nothing came to me. You know what I mean? Like, so I put down Rick.
Rick is awesome.
But I like Rick.
So.
Rick is awesome. Rick is an awesome character.
100 years, Rick and Morty. 100 years.
That's right. Oh, the Tick, man. Now, I actually really like the live action version of the Tick.
Yeah, me too.
Better than the cartoon. The original one. The new one actually was pretty good too.
The original.
But the original one with what's his face from Seinfeld.
Joe Swanson.
Yeah, so good. But this cartoon, I gotta say, was pretty well done for being like, you know, when you read it, it's a stupid comic book. And in the comic book, I had like voices for them and everything. And he did a great job of writing that, so you could really get how just sort of a, you know, child he was. You know what I mean? This is overgrown idiot. And they did a good job with the cartoon. The cartoon was good. It was fun.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that every time he went, you know, around on the rooftops, every footstep broke the roof.
Yeah.
They took so much time in detail with that.
I just liked that his call was Spoon and Batmanuel. I think that was was that in the comic book? I can't remember. Batmanuel and Batmanuel. It was so good. I love that.
Yeah.
Clever. I love these kind of comics. There's another comic book called Milk and Cheese. That's who I should have put down, but nobody would know who Milk and Cheese is. But they were great.
To the Google after the show.
Right.
All right. So again, we got some questions about these guys. It's an anything goes all out war. Who wins between Stewie and Rick?
Oh, see, that's a good matchup right there. Holy crap.
That's a crazy, yeah.
They both created time machines. So
they're almost like the same, you know, in
they really are well matched.
Character design in a sense.
I could see Stewie growing up and his head narrowing and becoming Rick. He's got the same eyes.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That is a good conspiracy theory right there. Right? Yeah. Like Macaulay Culkin grows up to be Jigsaw.
I think Rick is just at this. I don't know though. Is he more malevolent? Is he more dark? I think he would just go for the jugular. So would Stewie. I don't know, man. I think you know who. I don't know who wins, but we'll all lose. Let me put it that way.
Oh, If I can't kill you, I'll just kill the planet you're on.
We're all gonna be. Yeah, it'll be a big mess. Yeah.
Damn. What do you think is inside of Snoopy's doghouse?
I think it's like the TARDIS. I think it's just like I think he's got a library in there, and there's spiral staircases and things like that down to a pool table, or all sorts of stuff going on
mind
there. World War
immediately.
II memorabilia.
Oh
wall,
my god!
You know what I mean?
World War II memorabilia.
Right.
I mean, he
Flying
does
ace.
fly it. He does fly the doghouse.
Oh, there's the World War One. Actually, he was the World War One flying ace.
I was wondering where you were going with World War II.
Yeah, World War One. Yeah.
It's like, okay, next question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see that. When you said that, and my mind immediately went to Willy Wonka. And then a big room, a little door.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's TARDIS.
Pablo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
It's got a wing from the Red Baron for sure.
All right. Now you own all the rights to the Tick. Everything is yours about the Tick. What are you going to do first with it?
Wow. I would do a new animated series, in a more modern, updated animated series, and get Patrick Warburton to do the voice again, man, because nobody did the voice as good as he did, man. Patrick Warburton was the best, man. The best. And he could do the voice. Like, you couldn't do a live action with him anymore. I don't think he's a little too old. But he could do the voice, man. He could do the voice. I would totally do that. Option it to Netflix, then they'd cancel it after one season, and I'd be out of work. So
you'll sell it to a major network, I'm sure.
Right.
It's the Tick. We all miss him.
We do. We need a new Tick. We definitely need a new Tick.
So you're gonna save one person. The whole universe is going.
Well,
you've got the Doctor Strange portal. You've got whatever. You've got the portal gun from Rick. These guys are in the room. You got to take one with you to save them. Who are you saving?
As much as I love humor and would want to laugh, I think the best civilization to save would be the Peanuts civilization. It's just, not
Bring
much going on there, and
back into this apocalyptic world.
Happiness is a warm puppy, right? So there you go.
Yeah, beautiful, nice, well said. All right, so this is the snap. We're almost at our end here for 30 and go, and this question is has been a really interesting question. So you've got the Infinity Gauntlet. Right? You're going to do the Thanos snap. Who remains out of these three?
Oh, jeez. Okay, I thought this was going to go deeper than that. I was like, oh, boy, what am I going to say? Who remains out of these three?
Yep, one has to remain.
Well, I mean, he could take this a couple of different ways. I mean, one's a living person, so I'd like to see back in the role. And, living. This is, I don't know. This is tricky philosophically. I mean, I guess you'd have to say the real person. I guess you'd say Zoe.
Keep the human.
Yeah, I'd miss the penis.
The human being.
Yeah, I mean, if the penis didn't exist at all, or Zoe didn't exist at all ever, that might have to be the Peanuts. Might have to be Snoopy and the Peanuts.
You're keeping Snoopy.
Yeah, I think I'd have to. Yeah, I mean,
because I want to see that football moved every once in a while.
Yeah, sorry, Zoe. I mean, somebody else could play Catwoman. Sorry.
Yeah, we still love you though. In case you're watching,
I'm sure she is.
Call me.
I told her to.
Well, that's it, dude. That was 30 and go.
Nice. That was 60 questions. And go. Oh, it was 30 questions. 30 questions. Okay, I thought it was 30 minutes. Gotcha.
Well, back in the day, originally when we started,
it was 30 minutes.
Would give like a half hour, to an
right,
hour.
Gotcha.
But now I think it's like infinite time depending on your followers.
Right.
So we would do like an hour, but the first half would be just like some BSing and some quick questions that bled over into YouTube. And
Yeah.
thankfully, with the technology, we can present things better. I'm not sitting in front of my computer looking at things backwards. That way I could present it to you. It was
really.
a lot. It was a lot of difficulty. So,
Yeah.
Mr. 1-6-shooter, man, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for having me,
making
man.
this a possibility.
That was fun.
It was
a lot of fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was very fun, very insightful. I had some great laughs with you, dude. So thank you. And I can't wait to converse with you more. If you're not following this man, go and follow him. He's a smart guy. He put exactly where you can find him at.
I saved Snoopy, so I guess I'm smart.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give you the solo layout plug to your heart's content.
Okay. Instagram 16_shooter. YouTube right here at 16shooter. I've got lots of toy photography tutorials, behind the scenes, shooting reviews, and the 1/6 pack every other Friday, and Legion's Lounge, which is coming up Monday. We got a good episode, I think, coming up Monday. So check that out. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we're going to take a look at some stuff that was just announced and some stuff that's just coming out. So that's gonna be fun. And we're gonna be talking about our pop and swap contest that we're gonna do for the second year in a row coming up. Yeah, and other than that, I'm on Twitter if you're on Twitter, it's fine too. Facebook, 1/6shooter, you can look that up too. But yeah, definitely hit me up with a sub on YouTube, man. Some good stuff.
All right, guys, you heard him. Get over there and sub. If you're not doing anything, I think in about a half hour, head over to the Toy Migos channel. Check them out.
Yeah.
They're going to be on in a few. Thank you all for coming by. We had an amazing crowd, amazing comments. Appreciate the love from the whole community here and from Trevor as well. So thank you guys. Have a great night. And we are